visual image, but it was not extraordinary evidence. We don't know about non-specific or placebo effects operating. We don't even know what that guy did in the 20 minutes that he said that he was, taking a few tokes. He used to say US money.
Did anybody debunk it? Did anybody debunk it and then go on?
Well, it's not, I don't know that the research on Parkinson's for tremors, medical marijuana for tremors, there is some research now in terms of CBD oil and CBD component, especially for sleep, maybe somewhat for pain, but actually I better not get into specifics, or we'll never get done, so, yeah. But again, it's not to debunk an individual, because I do believe that individual presentations like this serve to indicate possibility, okay? But they are not evidence. Okay. And I think it's important to focus on attitudes towards science, which are problematic everywhere, because if one of our goals as research advocates is to help recruit for clinical trials, we've got a problem if people think that clinical trials are a waste of time. Okay? And they think their personal experience is more valid. And by participating in a number of Facebook groups, which I had to remove myself from some of which I got removed from, seriously, the quality of the evidence really matters, and people really don't necessarily understand what scientific thinking is, okay? And I think that science journalism breeds some of the skepticism. Please forward the note, okay? I don't know if you can read this, but it's how science reporting works. So here's a scientist talking to a reporter saying, we destroyed 10% of cancer cells in the lab rat's tail, and the results, cancer cured, okay? That's what comes out as the headline. And the irritated scientist said, we didn't cure cancer, we just moved faster toward a future treatment. The time travel discovered. I just like this. I stole this from Ben Stetcher, so he gave me permission, if you know who he is. Yes, please forward. Okay, please forward. Okay, science journalism isn't science. Okay. So there are some good scientific websites, okay, who summarize well, okay, but even they can overstate. So know the quality of the website that you're looking at. Okay. So what I'm talking about scientific thinking. What's scientific thinking? All right. It looks for an opportunity to test its ideas with systematic data collection, and it's willing to accept disconfirmation or falsification. That is critical. That's what we do in these clinical trials, and 80% of them fail. Because we've used a method that allows us to determine that a treatment doesn't work. Any comments, questions? Okay, please. And what is not scientific thinking? I'm not going to use any negative terms other than not scientific thinking, but it looks selectively for confirmation of ideas, and it ignores conflicting data. And this is where I think it was for a while mannitol. Were you familiar with that? That was being promoted, and an Israeli organization was collecting case studies over and over and over again, and I'm just not sure what the point of that was. With all that effort, you could have done a fairly inexpensive clinical trial.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just they use the website.
Yeah.
People self-reported stuff.
That's right. That's right. And who
Not
knows how representative
yeah.
these people were they randomly assigned to get mannitol versus nothing else? A lot of people I know that started with mannitol and just stopped using mannitol. Okay. But, okay, please forward. No, okay. So why people giving up on the scientific, not just people with Parkinson's, especially people with Parkinson's, giving up on the scientific model of identifying effective treatment? Please forward. Okay, please forward, yes. Okay, for complex chronic diseases, animal studies and subsequent journalistic news offer hope that is yet to be actualized. Okay? So we read about new cure, new pill, whatever, and then what happens? Okay? So this makes people sort of like, I can't read this stuff anymore. I get hopeful, and then my hopes are dashed. And we need to have hope, okay? But we can't have false hope. The other thing is that clinical trials, and somebody pointed out to me, they take so long, and it's not just the regulatory environment. But sometimes I think that a phase 2 trial, which is a small randomized controlled clinical trial, gets spread out among 15 different sites, and I'm not sure why that's done. If it is not personalized medicine looking for people with a rare genotype, it creates incredible administrative burden that really extends time. So I think that people get frustrated about the length of the clinical trial process while her watching our symptoms progress and our quality of life recede. So it's understandable. The other problem is, and somebody in the last session says, well, what about a cure for Parkinson's? And I kind of smiled and I said, well, what do you mean with Parkinson's, right? Everybody's different. Everybody's different. This is a multifactorial, complex neurologic disorder that happens to be unfortunately neurodegenerative. Okay? And the limits of a clinical trial model for a complex and multifactorial disorder, it's tough. Right? It is really tough. Right? And there's been attempts to try to identify meaningful subgroups that may differ in their underlying pathology. Okay? But it is a challenge. We're going to be looking at the physical characteristics, some biomarker, whatever. There is such heterogeneity that finding a cure could be really difficult. I also come from psychiatry. Okay? Again, multifactorial, complex disorders. Not one of them has been cured. Okay? We have management. Okay? We have medication management. We don't have cure. Look at other neurologic conditions. There are no cures. We are fortunate, I will say, even though some people can't tolerate it, I know. We are fortunate that in the 60s, levodopa became available so that we have some management of our symptoms. Many of us would be not here, but in nursing homes. Totally frozen. Okay? So I consider myself pretty lucky to have gotten Parkinson's rather than another neurodegenerative condition. All right? So I try to look at the bright side. Doesn't mean that you can't be really frustrated, but it does make clinical trial process very, very difficult. Okay? And the other thing that I think is really lacking is familiarity with probabilistic thinking that underlies human subject research and is the fundamental of biostatistical testing in clinical trials. I'm not going to turn you all into biostatisticians unless there's one here. Okay, please forward.
Can you just?
Yes, I'm going to explain it on the floor. Okay, so unlike physics or chemistry, humans, with or without PD, respond differently to different treatments. We are so unique and we are so complex. Like, and clinical trials use what we call inferential statistics, okay, to determine the probability that a pattern of difference between the active and the control treatment could have occurred if the reality in the wide universe is that there really is no difference between groups. Hard thing to wrap our brain around. Okay. But we start off in statistics with assuming that there's no difference, and then we collect data and see whether the data are inconsistent with the idea of there being no difference between the active and control treatment. And the data have to be pretty strong. Probability of 0.05, meaning 5 times out of 100, could this pattern of difference between groups have occurred if in fact the treatment is really ineffective? That's what that p-value means, if you ever see that. Okay? And when that happens, and there's nothing special about 0.05, God loves the 0.06 as much as the 0.05 level, but it's a convention. Okay? If that happens, we're willing to say that we're comfortable for now in rejecting the idea that the treatment doesn't work and doing the opposite. We're just accepting the idea that the new treatment works better than the control treatment for the average person in the group under study, not for each person in the study. And that's a really hard thing for people to understand. We're talking about probability. So if you are part of a group that gets an active treatment versus a control treatment, the probability of you getting some symptom relief as a member of that treatment group, that new treatment group, is higher than in the control treatment. It does not say whether each person, it absolutely does not say whether each person in that active treatment group is going to get better. And what happens is sometimes people take the new treatment and they don't respond to it, and they say, oh, this clinical trial stuff is nonsense. But it's really because the foundation of the methods that we use, statistically, we're talking about the average person in the treatment group versus the control treatment, and the concept of an average person with Parkinson's in one group versus another is a statistical construct. It's not reality. There is no average person with Parkinson's. Okay? So we have to think probabilistically. Yes.
Sorry, I have 2 questions for you. Do you think that I know what you said about the time a trial takes. There are some people around the world that are thinking the trial time should be